Today, if you are watching a video, if you are subscribed to our channel, Tech Tutor Meghalaya bapan mi da SCSTE. Kerja jua kalau iba tiang Hong Kong wer, but hakani ka porpat paralog nginyen le kin diat kini numerical based on kini chapters or based on kini topics di bang nad discuss ki videos hashwa. Ting is dang nakani ka way ka chingkili baning ko. Ka chingkili ka ong how many charges constitute a charge of 1 coulomb. Kani ka chingkili ka ong ba how 1 coulomb muta ka charge ka bade 1 coulomb dan kanut liki charges. Tingin niya pitmenta ka solution ka lang kumno. Given inadapted pa baka charge ka day 1 coulomb, so Q equal 1 coulomb, and we know baka charge jong electron E is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Te from quantization of charge niyo again ka formula Q equal NE. Te nagan ka formula nga laban rearrange and nga laban to as N equal Q by A. Te hang ni yung Q ng adaptive day 1 ting ibu 1. Hajaka jung E ibu itika value ting ilabo but larang i ken ka value. This is the answer kapangi yo. Te natataka daw in 1 coulomb there are 6.25 into 10 to the power minus 18 charges. Tika niya, tika jupa ujang kajikali baning kong. Tika niya pit menta sa kajikali baar. Tika menta niya pit pat sa kani kajikali baar. Kani kajikali baar kong. Force of attraction between 2 point charges placed at a distance D is F. What distance apart should they be kept in the same medium so that the force between them is 2F? Right? The kanina jinkali in the sense ting kishiwan kumnikin. Kishikali what distance apart should they be kept such that the force becomes double. Double kamut 2 times M. Double kamut 2 times. So that the force becomes double kamut 2 times the force. If the original force was F, then double the force would be 2F. Te kachinkali sometimes kishit rearrange hangata karuko. Te hangni pade kala I directly bed, but in the first case ka force de F. In the second case pade hadin ding ina put ika distance hagba pair ka distance ka force ka adino 2F. Te when the charges were kept d distance apart from Coulomb's law, we know that F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 ka distance de d, so therefore d square. Now let the charges be kept r distance apart. Te hangne our goal. Our goal is to find what distance apart. Te hangne ngadang ongba, let it be r. Let that distance be r. Such that the force between them is 2F. Te hang niya mentasin, taka daw la daga force kaday 2F, ka distance kaday R. Te kanya use may Coulomb's law, bangite baka force, which is 2F, is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, Q1 Q2 by R square. Te menta ngayo ka take a first equation, but ka second equation. Dimenta, I'm going to divide the first equation by the second equation. Te hangni haba divide, you can see F by 2F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by D square. Kabade from equation 1. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square. Kabade from equation 2. Te hangni ilaban ni iba, UF ngalaban cancel. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, but 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught I can cancel. Q1, Q2 also I can cancel. Fine. What is left is nang ni isa astang U 1, so therefore 1. Nang ni isa astang 2, therefore 2. Nang ni isa astang 1 by D square, not D square. Keep in mind, new D square udan siya po, hindi udan siya draw. Natakadaw pa de 1 by D square, but hang ni pat isa astang 1 by R square. Same case, UR udan siya po. Umdan siya draw, natakadaw 1 by R square. Te hang ni ngalaban siya mini R square but nga flip not siya wrong. I hope you know that. You've learned that in maths. Te nakatagadaw kani ka become no ni 1 by 2. Te hang ni ngan sa flip. It's can fit tip kung naman le kani. You've learned this in maths where I get 1 by 2 is equal to R square by D square. Te hang ni na mga find new R square. Nakatagadaw ngan carry yung new D. Siya ka niga side. Nga carry ni D square siya niga side. Kansulon D square by 2. Te nga siya rearrange kindiyad. But nga ito no da. R square is equal to D square by 2. Te hang ni, once again, ngam kwa find u r square, ngam kwa find u r. Nakatadaw u square ngam ra shatay ka side, and once I carry to the other side, it turns into a root. Te hang ni, again, you can see, but uni u root, but uni u square jong d, I can cancel. Nakatadaw u d, umi no shabar jong root, and there's no root anymore over d. Kadbao 2 pade, can you take 2 out of the root? You cannot take 2 out of the root, so therefore, 2 will remain under the root. Then if you find a value, filaban type haga calculator, what is 1 by root 2? And since you have value 0.707 into d. Take a near answer, ka distance, alright, kapag you require ban find na kamenta ka force bakan long 2f. The force between 2 point charges in air is 20 Newton. When the charge are placed at the same distance in a medium of dielectric constant 2, what is the new force? Te kanika jingkali kabatay ni baning kong kini ki charges kidan hai kidan in air. Kumang laong last time, baladangi ong that the charges are in air, ne in vacuum, ne in free space. They usually should represent the F naught, but ni Jupiter come to epsilon naught, permittivity of free space. They ningkong ni charge udon in air. Fine? Hadin kata the charge menta ngila place siki same distance apart, ni place siki pat in a medium. In a medium, kumang long last time, it could be anything. It could be oil, it could be water, it could be anything at all. Te mentaling la place hagata ka medium, and kata ka medium kadan u dielectric constant 2. Ka value jong dielectric constant jong kata ka medium maday 2. Te mentangin haban find what is the new force. Te to mentangin ipet ka solution te hangni ka force min ayo ba F ka force in air. Kung if you force in air, na then yung vacuum, na free space is the same thing. They usually you should have F naught day. Let me just write it as F air. Yang namapakadeha in air. So F in air, the force in air, la day 20 Newton. Then ang tadi ni dielectric constant, ni sampai mau dielectric constant ni represent the letter capital K. Then your dielectric constant capital K has been given uday 2. Te minta, you use the formula, if you still remember, kaniga formula, kaday na ito formula bato, F naught by Fm is equal to, te hangye, F naught G kaday F in air, F medium G kaday F medium is equal to K. Te hangye haban finding A, yaka force in the medium, not the force in air ding latib. Nakataka daw, ngan ra yung force medium, siya tayo ka side, and yun yung K, ngan ra no siya po. Then nakataka daw nga siyo kani, F medium is equal to F air by K. The F in air is equal to 20, K is equal to 2, cancel 2 yung 20 nyo, 10 Newton. The kani nga di ka jubab chong, kani ka jing kani ka ba, lai. The mentang nga nyepet pa sa kawai ka jing kani ka ba sa. The mentang pa nga nyepet sa kani ka jing kani ka ba sa. Consider 3 charges Q1, Q2, Q3 each equal to Q. At the vertices of an equilateral triangle of side L, what is the force on the charge Q with the same sign as on the charge capital Q, with the same sign as the small q placed at the centroid of the triangle? Again, you can click on your digitally. How do you click on the lightly charge? Q1, Q2, Q3. But yeah, can you lightly charge? But lightly equal to Q. Come on, can you do a charge Q? But take any lightly charge. Nibu iki haki vertices jong u equilateral triangle. It's kampinan mau equilateral triangle di balong no, in which all sides are equal and all angles kilong no 60 degree. Now tagadaw, this is the triangle. So I have taken this triangle A, B, C, and I have placed my charge Q1. Abo ini charge Q1 how A, Q2 how B, Q3 how C. Te kaniga side junior triangle ro ngila shim bakade the length L, and the length L. Te nang tade ka angle junior u triangle kini ki angles baro hang triangle kide 60 degree hang ni ro kade 60 degree but hang ni kadai 60 degree. That is the property of equilateral triangle kabangila tip. Timintak on what is the force on the charge Q, capital Q, placed on the centroid, to any centroid. Centroid ude u point of intersection jong ki medians jong u triangle. Te gen ya dissect hindiat kata ka meaning centroid ude u point hakaba kini ki medians ngai sekarang kema ki medians ki medians ki lines ki ba join now a vertex sha u midpoint join ka side now a vertex sha u midpoint now a vertex sha u midpoint. Te kini lightly une u C R A P B Q kini ki medians. Te flabing e kini ki medians kia kendu lang hau point O the intersect at point O. Te uni o point O ken ude utau centroid. Te that point O is the centroid of the triangle. Te hamne ko omba mu charge capital Q ni bo hau centroid. Te nakata how ni u point O but is centroid nga bo yo charge capital Q. Te ka force ka bang haban calculate kadi ka force na marjong baro lightly ni charge hau point O but uni u capital Q. Now kadang haban find the force between uti charge Q1 but uni capital Q jong charge Q2 but uni capital Q jong charge Q3 but uni u capital Q. Te kani te ka jinkali but ini pit menta ngile akumroi ka solution. Te shwa ngile ka solution ngite ban find ka force ngin haban use ka Coulomb's law, ka Coulomb's force but ka formula ka day F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 divided by R square. The only R square is confident mau do A ude u distance between the charge Q1 and the charge Q2. Then mangtangan pet hapadeng ja Q1 but unil capital Q. Ka distance kay no. Ka distance from Q1 how do unil capital Q but don't have point O kadi ka distance from A to O. Kadi ka distance AO, right? Te hani ka por nga tip ni AO di ka no. Ngampat tip. Nakata kadang haban find siya ken. Haban find siya ni AO di ka no. Tinang tadi nakabenta ubi unil Q2 but uti u capital Q also ka distance kade BO. Konjuro ya unil u Q3 but unil point O kade CO. C berlaitali ngampat tip ka distance di ka no. Tingan haban find. Tingan nyapit mentang inya find kum no. Te hang ni ngitip bau te AP di median nalaong mana. Te habau AP de median alright. Ha ka equilateral triangle usile kumno inu angle usit bisect kamut kumno. Bisect kamut bangi divide you two angle into two equal parts. Te new angle A hang ni. Nila omenel angle baru quite de 60 sudah. To angle A ro de 60. Then ada divide you 60 degree into two equal parts ni yo kat no angle. Yo 30. Then nakataka daw siya ni ka side kani ka angle BAP and ka PAB ni angle hang ni kadi ka no 30 degree. Tengah thok hang ni angle PAB is equal to 30 degree. Alright? Temang tang ni pet ka triangle PAB. Is can be ang ni triangle PAB ni triangle hang ni. The triangle PAB, alright, unia u 30 degree hang ni. Don't shoot hot not the way wrong. Ni angle hang ni ide 30 degree. Yang te ide 30 degree ngan shen mi ka cos jong 30 degree. Cos of theta ni sembilan kan mau cos theta di kamno cos theta is equal to base by hypotenuse. Te hang ni dang shem cos jong new angle hang ni this 30 degree u base jang ade we ude u AP. Wa hypotenuse jang apa di no ude u AB. Biang te nata daw cos of 30 degree is equal to AP by AB. Te dang ra u AB shene nalaba u AP ude AB cos 30 degree. Te hang ni AP is equal to UAB. UAB ude length jong ni triangle ABC. Te ke ABC the equilateral triangle of length L. Nah, takadaw AB is equal to L. So cakap jom AB ngabu L. But cos 30 di kat ano pun tu? They root 3 by 2. So therefore AP is equal to L root 3 by 2. Dia minta. In pois akan dikawai ke property biang jom kini ki medians. Kawai ke property jom ki medians ko ong ba. Kawai ke property jom centroid ko ong ba. The centroid divides the median in a ratio of 1:2. Kapamut ya uniu AP ngalaban pia hado lai benta. Te shani shadrang uniu AO udai shi benta, but shani shapopa di ano R benta. Te kata di ka jing long ka property jong u centroid. Kapamut ba ya uniu median AP ngalaban shim, but ngapia u lai benta. Lai benta FM shubudang shim niu line AP rone ngapia lai benta. Te uniu point O shani shadrang fi EM uniu AO but ni OP. The between AO and OP we have AOM baru OP 100 kabamut ba how AO dan R benta but how OP dan she benta. Te baro long kanu benta lai benta. Kata di gajing long jong centroid. Centroid upia kumno upia uniu line median into 3 parts. Lai benta. Utu bag hamdrong ushim R benta ibaling kot ishim she benta. Te hang ne ngalaban ongkin. Ba uni UEO. Ushim ka no R benta nakalai benta jong u AP. AO takes 2 parts out of the 3 parts of AP. Te mathematically ngalaban tho that AO ushim R benta nakalai benta jong u AP. Te hang ning yo ekanik equation de na makatay ka property jong u centroid. Te minta u AP ring yarap en ude u L root 3 by 2 tingi bu hang ni minta. AO equal 2 by 3 root 3 by 2 into L. AO is equal to root 3 by 3 into L. Lani ngalaban le kum ni. Ngalaban multiply hang ni sya drong do root 3 divide sya pot root da u root 3. Namar dan apam ni root 3 by root 3. Ngayok biang kaljo root 3 by 3 hi, right? Te minta ngan le kum ni. Dan multiply root 3 into root 3 ngan yok kan no? Ngan sayo 3 sya drong. Sya pot pada 3 into root 3 ngan yok kan no? 3 root 3. And then into L. Wanung kelat you L. Biang? Te hang ni fi in am ni 3 bu 3 ngal aban cancel. Te na ta kadaw kabasa menta di stang u L by root 3. Na ta kadaw AO di kan no? L by root 3. Biang? Tingin alap menta you AO. Kema meneng yung haban find choy you AO. Ilalap you AO te menta ngalaban calculate ya ka force. Tingin calculate menta ya ka force on Q, on capital Q at O, new Q at O badan ha O due to Q1 at A. Te kanini ka formula ka bang use, alright? Kanini ka formula ka bang use F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square. Tingin niya bu minta. F ngan ong F1 na marka dan light tindiki forces. Tingin I F1 ka baning kong F1 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught u Q1 janga ngan ong di capsule Q. Tagada capsule Q. U Q2 janga ula bende uti Q1. Tamang itip u Q1 u equal ka no? Is equal to Q. Tagada ngalam thwa Q1 ngan thwa beda u Q. Okay? Tena tade u R square. R square u A. U distance between capital Q and u Q1. Ke distance AO ka bangila define gadi kum no? L by root 3. Tinga bu hantu L by root 3 whole thing square. Tiko mangitip u square but u root ngila aban cancel. Tedla cancel u square but u root u 3 u Q not sya drong. Na kata kadang ngat 3 sya drong. Te u L square te u remember sya po ulang L square. Tika ni ka dikata ka force F1 but ka direction jangan ka force. Keep in mind. Ki sign jong ni u charge u capital Q but kini ki Q but lightly ki they same charge. Ki charge ki balong kum jom ki shili kum no ki attract ni ki shi repel ki shi repel. Tena kata kadaw between uniu charge but uniu charge ka force ka repel kanyit uni Q1 syaat hi syapo. Takadaw ka direction jong ka force ka day from A to O along AO but ka desha po. Te hang ni ar bro hakadur ba u arrow u desha po but ka value dia. Te hang tu ngilayo ka force F1. Lantang ipit say ka force F2 naka-charge yung Q2. Te nakabantaw charge yung Q2 ro kalong kumjo ay ka jing ken if you ban ken. Kalong kumjo ay. But since fine ba ka value yung F2 ro kadi kumjo kalong 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 3 capital Q by L square. Hajaka bangan ken biang ng thoa biang kan dia berjong. Ngas thom no ngas thon di kintin. Similarly, nama kadi kumjo te. Now takadaw, similarly, I can write F2 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 3 capital Q small q by L square. But ka direction jangan ka force but kadi kumno. Keep in mind, it's a repulsion, a repulsive force. Ka force Q2, no Q2, kanyit uni Q shaate. Tika force kadi kumno, now ubi sha o along BO. But flay ini kador ngadap tau arrow with F2. Yeah? Kumjo hero ya charge Q3 but Q. Ka direction, ka force kanong kumjo hi fila bandiray yang kumjo follow the same steps nakabenta for Q3 as well. And fin salab bagade F3 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 3 capital Q small q by L square. But ka direction, once again, it is from C to O. It is a repulsive force. Unyet siya te siya junay. Away. Biangam? To. Te minta fin the pet, how when you charge capital Q, dan kano taliki force ki ba act ha dan light taliki forces. Te ka direction siyang kiniki lightly forces, pet hangye. F1 siya po. F3 siya ni siya drong. F2 siya tayo siya drong. Te hang niya uni capital Q unko mo ken unko mo ikano ka force unya siya po ne unya siya te ne. Te ban find out ikata ngin haban calculate the total force ken. In haban calculate ka total force om taman calculate ka total force ka tayo ka magnitude in haban calculate ka direction rule. Te kumnong i-calculate ka direction nakabapanan kami ki vectors addition. Yes, kan pinangkan mau. Te nginya pit menta, alright? Iba kawe. We see that the magnitude of F1, F2 and F3 are equal. But baro lightly kani F1, F2, but F3 kilong kumju ka magnitude. Compare ditang ka direction. Kani along AO, F2 along BO, F3 along CO. Te hang ni inya pet menta. Between kani F2 and F3 biang hapadeng jung F2 but F3 ka angle hang ni kadai angle hang ni kadai ka no kadai 120 degree. Kadai 120 degree. Tena kata daw in calculate ika resultant force ken jong ka force F2 and F3. Tedeng i-calculate resultant force ngayon sa pinangkan mau R is equal to root over A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. Te hang ni ki AB janga ki de F2 and F3. Tena kata daw uni resultant force nga capital F is equal to root over F2 square plus F3 square plus 2 F2 F3 cos of angle de 120 degree. Te minta hang ni ngayo F is equal to root over kumbang ilaong ada pasjang hani F1, F2 and F3 are equal. Te minta jaka jong F3 can I write F2? I can write F2 and nama pakilong equal te kumju. I can write as F2. So jaka jong F3 nga thon F2. It's fine. Then plus 2 into F2. Again, jaka jong F3 nga thon bianda F2. What? Te hang ni uni cos of 120 degree udi ka no minus 1 by 2. Nakataka nga thon minus 1 by 2. Fine? Te hang ni filaban e ba uni u2 but u2 they cancel no. Te what do I get? F2 square plus F2 square equal 2F2 square. Minus into plus gives me minus. F2 into F2 gives me F2 square. Fine? Te hang ni 2F2 square minus F2 square ngayon ka no? 1F2 square. 2 minus 1 gives me 1. So ngayon root over F2 square. But hang ni ibiyang ba uni u square but square root they cancel. Alright? Te habaki cancel kito ngi iba F is equal to F2. Tingi put ka value ng F2 di kam no? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 3 capital Q by L square. But ka direction jong kan ka resultant force ka direction menta. Kadai along OA. Kadai hapdeng jong u F2 but hapdeng jong u F3. So ka direction kadai along OA but menta pindapet. Okay? Hajakan nyepet u F2 but F3 menta nyepet no tang u F la long. Yang dan kam shu ben pet u F2 F3 namang ngira dat calculate dia ka resultant force bingla lap kadai kat ni. Fine? Tinggi nyepet no u F but ya u F1. Tepet menta u F but F1 kilong kum no. U F u thau sha rang. U F1 pat u thau sha po. Đây. Te u F u thau sha rang u F1 thau sha po kamut kilong opposite in direction. Then nata kada ka total force ngiyo kum no. Ngiyo ika force due to F1 kabadai 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 3 by L square. This one. Alright. Minus. Not plus. The day haka jo direction ngila ban plus. Kilong opposite te. Haba kilong opposite ngila kum no ngi minus. Minus ka force due to F1 pa kadai 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 3 by L square. Te kani pa kani value. Kadai kum jo. Ada ngi minus the same value ngiyo ka no 0. So therefore, the force on the charge capital Q at the centroid is equal to 0. Tiang ang scam filas ngothok atau gijimbal tai kindiat kita numericals yung saya kendu pa ifi hakawai ka video hakabangan sabatai kaminia shushu saya ki continuous charge distribution. Kublai.